Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It's Grace here at the Comfy Desk with Grace. I'm lighting the candle. It's a candle kind of day. It's kind of cool and gloomy. It's raining this morning here. It's nice. I'm enjoying the cooler weather, but yeah, it feels like a candle day. Sometimes I light my candle for craft therapy's sake, just to kind of calm me. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to work on some projects and thought you might want to join me. So welcome, welcome. I hope that when you get here, you'll say hello. Let me know that you're here. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to check the feed and see if it's actually working. Let's see. I already have Facebook open, so this shouldn't take very long if all is going well. And then we'll get started. I'm enjoying, I just tried for the first time that Black Rifle coffee, you guys, if you haven't tried it. I'm just trying it and I really like it, actually. I drank this cup pretty fast. It went down pretty quick. Hey, Ruth, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Welcome, welcome. So glad that you're here. I see that Ruth is here. Debbie is here. Wendy is here. Good morning. Debbie Duckett, Debbie Gladden. There's two Debbies. Awesome. So I have a few things that are going on. I am going to work on a journal that we haven't worked on in quite a while from the Twisted Paper Studio is where it originated. So I'm going to work on that. But I have these scraps of paper here, and I've been doing something new that I think I showed Facebook subscribers a week or so ago, but I'm going to work on that a little bit so you'll get to see it as well. Thank you to everybody who is a Facebook subscriber. Appreciate you so much. Good morning, Mimi. Hello, friend. Hey, Sandy. Welcome. Debbie's not a coffee drinker. Well, enjoy whatever little thing you're sipping on this morning, whether it be water or tea or, I don't know. I have a girlfriend who drinks a Diet Coke every morning. It's just everybody has their thing. Good morning, Lisa. Thanks for saying hello. Those of you who just take a minute and type in a hello, thank you, thank you. It means a lot to me to know who's there. It's you guys. You have an unfair advantage in that fact. Grabbing a chair, in the fact that you can all see me, you can hear me, you can see me, right? But I can't see you. And I certainly don't know if you're there unless you say hello in the comments. So it means a lot to me, all of you that are saying hello. Sandy, go ahead and ask the question that you got. Good morning, Marilyn. Yeah, so Sandy, either private message me if it's something that you want to ask privately, or you can just ask the question here and hopefully I'll see that comment. All right, let's get started. I'm going to use up finally this glue. I'm going to grab another bottle, but this is almost empty. Let me get the screen bigger. Let's see. Hold on, girls. Good morning, Margaret. I see you. Let me get this screen bigger. There, that'll make it easier for you to see. So what I've been doing, I have a bin. I work in bins. It's the way I kind of organize myself. I gotta grab Marilyn's thing off the screen so you guys can see better. Good morning, Kathy. Hey, Margaret. Oh, and by the way, big shout out to MJ. MJ is the newest member of the Craft Therapy Club. She just joined this morning. We had a couple people join last week. But for sure, I have MJ in my head because she just joined this morning and she asked this weekend, I'm just going to show you my face for a minute so we can chat. She asked this weekend, she asked me, she emailed and asked if what we do in the Craft Therapy Club is only journaling. And that is not the only thing that we do in there. We do a huge variety of craft projects, both home decor and craft projects, mixed media, paintings. We do seasonal stuff, if a holiday is coming up. We also do stuff that's very evergreen that you could use year round. We do make books. We do some journaling, art journaling. I do art journaling in there regularly. I do napkin art journaling in there once a month and another napkin project in there once a month, as well as just, we have one major other project that is a workshop that we do in there once a month. And all of those video recordings are in the group in a library for you with the templates, the supply list, and the video instruction. After it happens live, it all gets just organized in the guides in the group so that you can access any of those workshops whenever you want to. So if you want to do the old country church that we did a couple of years ago, that's in there. You can print out the template. You can follow along with the video instruction to make it at your own pace, or you can come in and just do what we're doing on a regular basis and start from there. So it's totally up to you. We have one craft Zoom party a month where there is no workshop. You just come with a project that you're working on and we all create like this and see each other either live. If you join the Zoom, I can see you, you can see me, we can chat together, or it's broadcast in the group. So if you just want to watch that chat party, you can watch the Zoom chat party. I do a door prize during that. There is a door prize, or not a door prize, but a giveaway every month for anybody who shares project photos in the group. There's a giveaway for that. We play bingo for prizes in the group. There is lots of stuff going on in the Craft Therapy Club. Members get a constant discount in the shop. So whenever they shop from the shop, they get a discount. They also get first dibs on the monthly craft kit. I usually have about 15 of those. Like this month's craft kit, I had 15. 14 of them were claimed by Craft Therapy Club members. I think there's one left. So anybody can go get it now, but I give them first dibs on those. So there are a lot of perks to being a member. So MJ, welcome to the Craft Therapy Club. We're so happy that you're here. Debbie got her kit this weekend. Yay, you have something to work on. Hey, Jeanette, are you still in New York, friend? Or are you back in Cali? Where are you, my friend? Oh, Ruth, we would love to have you. We would love to have you. Sandy, yeah, absolutely. She wants to know if I'll help send something from my state. You need to private message me so I don't forget. But also post that in the Crafty Chicks Club because I'll put that post through. I'll approve it through. And you can ask for some of the other ladies to help if you're looking for other states. So absolutely, I will help. I would love to. All right, let's get to crafting. Let's do it. So I have these scraps of paper. You guys are probably like me, right? We do projects and then we have these bits of paper that are left over from projects. So what I have been doing, and this is what I showed the subscribers that I haven't shown anybody else yet, but I took it's actually a book that I had. There was a stack of 3 books. I painted them and then I stenciled a phrase on them, but they were home decor for a while. I got bored of them. So I'll use the book. Nothing goes to waste here. I'll use the book for creative purposes. And so what I've been doing is taking my scraps of paper and gluing them into these pages so that at any given time I can tear out some of these pages and use these to make tags, to make envelopes, just for creative purposes. So I have this small one going, and this one's been going for a few weeks. I've been doing this, and you can see how much I've already filled in. And then I thought, wouldn't it be really great to have a big one? So I took this is an old phone book from 2019, 2020. And I have this here. I've been tearing pages out of it for my junk journals. Every once in a while, I like to use a phone book page. So I've been tearing pages out of it for that. I was just art journaling in there, I guess. One day I decided to art journal. But what I've been doing on here is doing bigger pages of these collage paper backgrounds, so that I have some to just pull out on whenever I want to. It's been a really fun, it's very therapeutic. Let's fill in this page here. It's very therapeutic, number one. It's a great way to use up these scraps that you have. Like this is the rice paper that is left over from that altered journal I made the other day. So I made this, I still have to top coat it. That's gonna happen after this live. So this is the leftover paper. So rather than just waste it, I'm gluing these into my books so that I'm creating these really pretty backgrounds for future projects. Envelopes, tags, what else could you do with those pages? Love to hear from you and your ideas. So how cool is that? And I do actually love when the stuff that's underneath comes through. I'm a huge fan of that. So we'll see that happen here. It's just checking comments. Yeah, just like a master board. Absolutely. Absolutely. But really, it's not that thick. You can see the pages are much thinner. Usually for boards, I do a thicker cardstock to start out with, and I make them bigger so that you can cut them down and make projects. These are really much thinner because it's thin paper to start. Either these like Harlequin novel paper. It's thin to start. This is a Nora Roberts book, actually. And then you're just adding, usually I do paper, but there are some, thought maybe that would be pretty on that page. There are some that I've done with fabric as well, where I've just had a fabric scrap sitting here. Here, this one's all fabric. There's just one piece of paper and that's all fabric. So they're not that thick. They're not actually boards in that regard, just to answer your question. Pat, who asked that question, is it like a master board? Lisa is saying she would be happy to send something from Oregon and Idaho too. Yeah, please. I would say, Sandy, look we have some lovely ladies like Lisa who I'm sure would be really willing to participate in that. Just post it in the free group, the Crafty Chicks Club. And then you can have people private message you to get your address if you're not comfortable sharing it in the group. That's if you want some more help. Hey, Missy, how are you, friend? Hey, Jeanette's in New York. Don't worry, girl. You enjoy your visit. Enjoy your visit. Don't worry about missing out on anything. I know it's hard when you feel like you are missing out, but I don't want you to feel that way. I want you to enjoy your visit to your old stomping grounds. And when you're ready, we'll be ready for you to come back and join us for some of these crafty things. Jeanette is another member of the Craft Therapy Club. So I get to see her monthly. I mean, she's usually on the Zoom call. We get to chit chat and visit. She tries to be anyway. All right, I'm going under and I'm going over with this glue. I have probably just enough to get this piece of paper down, this rice paper. And then this is done. I've been waiting for this one to be empty. I'll grab another one from the shop. This glue in several different versions. This is matte. I also have Silky Shine. There's a glitter one. There might be a couple of bottles left of glitter. It's a glue and a varnish, so top coat. And I was waiting for that one to empty out so I could just be done with it. Just be done with you. So like, see this piece of paper, it has that little hole in it because it was in a paper pack that had a hole in the top of every single page, which I think is so strange, but I don't want it to go to waste. So we're going to glue it down. Now I'm going to use this from this point on. I've been using this in these books a lot and it's working great. It's really fluid, easy to spread. The thing is, it does take a hot minute to dry. You can't just close your book. I usually leave the book open over there just so it can totally dry without sticking to something else. So I'm just randomly taking pieces of paper and gluing them down. This is nothing fancy. This is kind of craft table maintenance as far as I'm concerned. When so many of us say, oh my gosh, I have so much stuff on my table, it's really hard to work. We had this conversation last week. Are you in that position? Are you one of those folks that you have so much going on, so much stuff on your table that it makes it difficult to find a place to craft and create? And if paper, having extra paper on hand that's just sitting around, if that's part of the culprit, if that's what's taking up space on your table, maybe you want to consider doing something like this, where you're going to use up these pieces of paper. Instead of letting them just sit around doing nothing, get them into a book and use them as background. They can even become junk journal pages, right? They don't have to just be backgrounds for project. In fact, we're going to work on this junk journal. That's what I want to do today with you guys, or while you're here, is work on that Twisted Paper Studio kit. And I'm just looking for something not so thick. These ones are all cardstock. Will that fit there? It sure will. I haven't worked in that Twisted Paper Studio one in a while, so I thought it was due time to pull it out, do something in it. I'm not loving, these are all cardstock pieces that I was creating something for the store, and I was using these cardstock pieces. I'm not loving the way they sit on these pages, but it's okay. It's okay. Since this has a straight edge and I'm not a fan, I'm going to put the straight edge on the straight edge of this book page. It is so much easier to use regular weight papers for this than cardstock, because cardstock, it doesn't glue down well for some reason. It takes more effort to get it to really stick, and then the edges tend to pop up, which I don't love. But this is about using stuff up, so that's what we're going to do. Don't need it to be perfect. I just need to get them off my desk, out of the way. And I've just been loving having these books with these paper collaged pages in them. Every single one of them is different. It's great to shop around in there, for paper when you need it for a project. Yeah, Mary, I like to have my table. So usually I create, and then when I'm done creating, I clear off my table so that the next time I sit down on at my table, I have, I don't like that there. That'll maybe go on a different page. I'll have room to create without having to worry about cleaning. When I come in, I don't want to clean. When I come into work, I want to play and create. So I kind of gotten myself disciplined. It's very rare that I walk away without cleaning it up before I leave. When I go live with you guys and my family is home, I usually leave for a second and tell all my, my boys that I'm done with the live. So if they need me, they can come get me, but I'm going back in there to clean off my table. I always do that because I don't like walking into a room that's just messed up. This paper is fantastic. One of you sent me that in Happy Mail. I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was. It was just recently. I just opened it. Janice, it was you. I think it was Janice sent me all that Happy Mail, and I had all these gorgeous papers in it, and I used it already, but I didn't use all of it. I have some scraps left, and actually there was a bigger scrap that I put in a different bin to use somewhere else. This would fit here. I'm just not loving, I don't love the square, but it's okay. Again, this isn't fussiness. We're just getting paper down. Okay, so what's going to happen is this is full now. This page is full, but it's wet. So, and I don't close the book until this has had time to dry. So I just will put it aside. And I still have some pieces left there. So if I'm still working in this book, I might flip this and put something here to hold that up so that this doesn't stick to this page. And then we can keep working. So I guess that's what we'll do. So it's Monday. What's your week like, folks? What's everybody doing? What do you think your week is going to be like? We have a very, very busy week, actually. Yes, Chris, that's exactly what I do. She's asking. Let me see if I can get your comment up on screen. I got glue all over my fingers, though. She's asking, do I use these for projects later? I absolutely do. It's such a great way to store your stash of extra paper. Instead of putting it in a folder that is just, I'm sorry, but it is just a pain in the rear to go through my bin of paper scraps. It stresses me out, actually, every time I open it, because it's like, oh my gosh, there's so much paper in here. And it actually becomes difficult to look through them. And because it makes my heart a little anxious, I don't love going through that bin. This way, the bin doesn't have that much in it. I'm putting all of these little, especially the really little ones that I don't know. They're little. I don't think I'm going to be using them for something else. The really big scraps, like if I have, something that's 8 by 10, those kind of still go in my paper scrap bin. But these little ones that stress me out and take up all the room in that bin, they're leaving. They gotta go. You gotta go, friend. You gotta go. You're welcome for sharing. I don't know who this is, but she says, I love this idea. Thank you for sharing. You are welcome, my friend. Cena's going to the vet with her cat. It is 9/11, Christina. It is. I was watching the news this morning with lots of tributes and memorials and talking to survivors, like family members of people who passed away. It is a day to honor for sure. Jeanette is in New York. She's going to the 9/11 monument. Oh my gosh, it's so good that you can do that. That is so good that you can do that. It's so important. Yeah, you guys. Sandy, I have 4 or 5 books that I'm working on, and my son is working on 2, so my table is always a mess. Hey, that's a good kind of mess to have, Sandy. It's a good kind of mess. Yes, yes. For sure. All right, so let's finish. We only have a few pieces left, I think. Oh, some snuck under here. Is that all of them? Let's make sure. Yep. Let's just glue them down. Let's just glue them down, friends. See, the cardstock just doesn't want to stay down. Really have to use a lot of glue to get the cardstock to stick. You could put paint on these like before you put them down, but that isn't. My goal isn't to make something pretty. My goal is to get rid of all these paper scraps so they're not just laying around on my table or in a bin or in a basket. I'm putting them on paper, and I know that I'll get much better use out of them this way. Really using a lot of glue there. I'm going to try something different. Let's see something here. Let's grab a different glue and see if maybe I have better luck. This is all cardstock, so I've been struggling to get that cardstock to stick and stay on the paper. I have a clogged glue thing here. We have a little detour here. little detour trying to get this unclogged. Come on. Come on. Anybody else struggle with this glue? And the thing just always clogs for me. And no matter, I've tried several different ways to get it to not clog. And this is a brand new bottle, and it was great for a couple of days. But now it's just constantly clogging. And it's the tiniest bit of glue. It's not like there's a big old clump of glue holding this back from using this. There we go. Now we get it unclogged. It's great when it's working, but every single time I use it, I have to unclog it. Twisted Paper Studio. I'm going to work on the book. That's a piece of washi tape. Where did you come from, little friend? I'm going to work on a book that I started a while ago, a journal, that the kit is from the Twisted Paper Studio. So I pulled that bin down because I was like, wow, I haven't worked on this for a while. It's probably a good time to do it. Yeah, this glue is working better for holding the cardstock down on the corners. This one, you see, it wants to come up. That popped up, even though there's glue under there, it popped up. I'm not sure why, but this is why it's good to know what your supplies can do. Different glues for different things, because some of them don't always want to cooperate. Let's go right here with this. No rhyme or reason, girls. We're just filling in the space. We're just covering all of this. That's all. I'm going to rip this apart because I really prefer that they're not super square, perfect pieces. But honestly, sometimes I don't even worry about it because I just want to get the stuff down and not have it sitting around on my table. That's the goal. Not to make something perfect, just to get these from sitting around on my table, not serving any purpose whatsoever. When I need to make sure that that glue really flat, holds that down and sits it down nicely on the paper, one of these scrapers, even an old credit card, works really well. Room key from a hotel or something. This one, let's go, where do I want to put you? Let's go right here and cover up some of that. Wrong side. All right, I just have one piece of washi tape left. Then that little pile that was on my table here has been used up, which is awesome sauce. I gotta get the backing off that. That's a washi tape that has some backing on it. Okay, is there a little spot here that just needs a little coverage? Right there will do. Don't even need glue because it's already sticky. All right, so we got 2 of these pages in. That one's really pretty. I love it. You get a real variety too. As you start to go through them, you start to get like a real variety because you don't have a project in mind. You're just gluing stuff down for the sake of getting it off your desk, right? So you just get some really different combinations of papers. That's a gum wrapper. That was something, I think someone sent that to me and I wasn't sure how I was going to use it. So I just stuck it in there because I thought it would be a kind of a pretty decorative element. I'm loving this. Okay, this is still wet. This is wet. So I'm just going to put the book aside like it is, and then we'll go to the Twisted Paper Studio kit. I'm going to put it aside so it can dry. That's kind of like the keepsake napkin idea that I have, but the keepsake napkin book, I'm just going to leave it as a keepsake book. I'm not going to do anything else with it. Where Girls, where's the Twisted Paper Studio kit? Oh, I put it on the floor. Okay, first. This is another thing that I needed to get done. Which is not convenient. Yeah, Chris, right? It's not convenient. I don't have trouble once I've got it unclogged and I'm working with it. If I'm just sitting for an hour working, I don't generally have trouble with it clogging within that hour. But it doesn't matter if I use a pin. It doesn't matter if I have the fine point tip on there, the metal one. It's actually worse when I use the metal fine point tip. That's why I took it off. Now this is the regular plastic tip that came on this glue, but it still clogs. I put the original cover on here thinking maybe that'll hold it. Still clogs. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know. Okay, so this is a shirt of mine that I have absolutely loved. In fact, I love it so much that it needs to go. The whole front of it is all pilled up, and I actually have a stain here or there on the front of it. So it's got to go. And I actually just ordered a new one. It was an Amazon find. I just ordered a new one because I love it so much. It's like a beautiful green color, and I love the lacy sleeves. It's just so pretty. And I always get a compliment. It's like waffle knit. I always get a compliment when I wear it. It's like an army green color. But the bottom part of it is just gotten pretty messed up. I've probably had it for a couple of years, so it's got to go. And it's not in good enough shape because it has the stain and it's all pilled up. I normally take all of my clothes that are in good shape that don't fit me anymore. Like I actually just put a brand new pair of jeans with the tags on them in my bag that goes to the thrift store because they don't fit me. I bought them. I bought 2 pair. I took the tags off one and wore it, or didn't wear it, just tried it on and didn't love the way it fit. So I put them both aside in my closet. One has tags, one doesn't, but they're both never been worn. They just don't fit me. I couldn't return them to the store that I bought them from. So they've just been sitting here. And I thought, why am I keeping them? Just get rid of them, Grace, because you're not wearing them and somebody out there could use them. So they go to the thrift store. So the clothes that I have that are not usable by me, but are in great shape, I always donate to the thrift store. This is not in great shape. This is not worthy of someone taking, I used to work at the thrift store and we would be astounded that people would donate shirts with holes in them, shirts covered in paint, shirts with like the armpit all stained. And that's not even a dignified piece of clothing for somebody to wear. So we would end up having to throw them out. So I'm very conscious of the fact that what gets donated to the thrift store, it needs to be like, think about it. Like, would you want your kid wearing that? I mean, if you're getting rid of it because it's so worn and nasty, then it's time to just throw it out. If it's still in great shape, please donate it to a store or like a homeless center, or we have a Hope Center in our town, but that Hope Center doesn't do clothing. But anyway, just somewhere where somebody can use them. This is not worthy of that. It's got to go in the garbage, except I was thinking there's no need to throw this gorgeous fabric out. I can use this in my junk journals. That does not need to go in the garbage. So I'm cutting the sleeves off, and I actually think that the color of this is going to be beautiful for this junk journal that we're going to work on here in a minute. So I'm going to see if I can't work some of it in to the pages of this journal. The journal is done, and I've been decorating the pages. So that's what I'm working on now, is the decorating pages part. And I think that this is this could be a really gorgeous addition. It's so pretty. It's my favorite part of this shirt. It's really what makes it special. So bear with me as I cut. Does anybody else do this? Do you take old linens, like whether they're lace curtains that you're going to get rid of, or, a tablecloth is a really good example. A tablecloth that has gotten a really big stain on it that you don't want to use on your dining room table anymore, but you don't want to throw it out because the rest of it's in good shape. That is a perfect piece of material for using in your junk journals. Okay. So I guess I can cut off. Well, I'm going to leave it there. Remember that art journal page that I did that I put the skirt on the little fairy? That looks like a skirt to me. It has a waistband. Oh my gosh, that would be the cutest mixed media skirt for a project. Oh my gosh, so cute. All right. That being said, let's grab this Twisted Paper Studio journal. I mean, the reason I'm calling it that is because the kit that I used, it was her kit. And I think it was for Junk Journal Jamboree. So this is the bin that holds that project. And let's grab the book out and I'll show you the book. And then we're going to work on decorating some pages. I really, honestly, on my table have no room to work here. Hold on, girls. We're going to make some adjustments. I need this box to stay. It won't stay. There's so much stuff on the table. Oh, something just fell. This is the story of my life. Come on, Mod Podge. You can hold it up there, can't you? Come on, don't move. It wants to attack me. Okay, this is the book. Let's take a look at it. Let me check the comments. It would make such a cute little skirt. I think so too, Debbie. I have the same one in brown and I love it. Jeanette, I got that from Amazon. I don't remember, did it come in other colors? I just love that army green color so much. I really actually should go buy other colors if they're there because I love that shirt. I always get compliments on it. I see this thing wants to keep sliding down. Good gravy. Let's take a look. So I've already, I've been decorating this for a while. So I used an old book. I took out the insides of the book and I used the hardcover of that book to, and we did this all live here on the page, to sew in 3 signatures into this book. Now I've been going through and decorating the pages, and there are some pages, I don't know, that is handmade paper, like hand painted paper. So it's actually an index card, but it's beautiful. It has foils and glitter on it. Why did I put this in here? I must have thought I was going to do something with it there. So let's just leave it because I'm not sure. But I put some paper clips on pages that need to be, you know, jazzed up a little bit. So I have like a few paper clips, and actually I had a piece of paper in here. Where did it go? Come on, paper, where are you? That I was going to make a belly band out of. Oh, there it is. Let's do the belly band first. I don't want my paper to catch on fire. All right, belly band first. That's what I was thinking would go right here. But actually, now that I'm looking at this, I think it was just a scrap that I had left over. It's not that tall. But that's okay, right? I can still make a belly band out of it. You guys, my sewing machine, yeah, that's what I'm just going to put belly band right in the middle. My sewing machine needs to be serviced. I tried. I took the plate off of, oh, would help if I took the cover off the glue. I took my plate off of where the needle, it's been getting jammed. And getting jammed up, the needle, and it's something to do with that lower bobbin. And so I took the plate off of that section of the machine, and there was a lot of dust in there. So I cleaned it out and tried it again, but it's still not working. So I got to get it to a repair store, which, oh my Lord, I'm trying to find one that isn't 3.5 hours away. Found one in Fargo, so that's about 3 hours away, just under. And I'm going to Fargo on Friday for a football game. So there you have it. I might take it there. We'll see. I have to call them today and find out. So this little belly band will be just a place to hold things, you know, but I got to let that dry. We're not going to mess with it until it's fully dry. There's no oozing glue, so I don't have to worry about closing this. I'm not worried about anything sticking to each other. We got that done. All right. So here's a page, has nothing. We should put something on it. Here's another page. Actually, there's a couple of pages in this section that have nothing on them. Where's the green one? There's a green one here, green paper clip. And then this page right here could use something. So we're just decorating pages. So what I'll do, I have my bin right here, and I go through my bin of stuff looking for, here are parts of the kit and leftover pieces of paper from this project that, if they're real small, I've been putting them in these little vinyl bags because it just makes it easier to find all these little things in the bin. Okay, so I have some things that we could glue down or make interactive here to make this a really pretty page. Like those two alone, I think would be very pretty. But I'm just going to look through here. We're looking for things that we can use. She's cute. She's really cute. Oh, I got this butterfly. What? Oh, this is a snippet roll. Oh, this is an entire snippet roll. And it's in the same, I'm going to hold this up close so you can see it. It's in the same theme. It's got lace. That's a butterfly and burlap lace. It's got some Victorian ladies. So this is in the same theme as this whole kit. So I must have grabbed this thinking I could cut a piece off this snippet roll to use in here. So why don't we do that? I've got a little piece of fabric. What if we cut the top of this snippet roll off? We could actually make it a tuck spot. It's paper underneath, so we could make this a really cute little tuck spot. So snippet roll, you make them in really long strips. It's another way to use up little things that you have. You put them together decoratively, and then you can cut them to use as decorations or to use in your projects. So that's what that is. We made those in the Craft Therapy Club too. I'm going to glue this down to make it a little tuck spot, which will be really cute. The only thing is, I think, see how this back paper is kind of flimsy? I think I'm going to cover that with a piece of cardstock. Something more sturdy so that it stays down nicely. And so it gives it a smooth place for you to tuck your stuff in. So you see, I could glue this down on here. And actually, I'm going to try something. Let's make this mark here. I'm going to make it go just a little further than the decorative snippet roll. You'll see why. I think it's going to add some nice contrast. I've marked it, but where's my pencil mark? There it is. I think right there. So if I glue this down and it sticks out just a little bit, it's going to add some really nice contrast here. You'll see that brown, and that will also give me, like, my eyeball will know, oh yeah, I put that backing there so that I have a really nice place, a smooth place to tuck things in rather than having all these staples in it and these kind of uneven edges of all the goodies on the front. So that's what we'll do. So we're going to glue this down really well. I just had another thought and I lost it. I lost it in my head. I lost my anybody else. I had a thought to share and then I forgot it. You like the Victorian paper, Ruth? Good morning, Jennifer. How are you? I see you. Good morning, Cheryl. Hey, Phyllis Wheelis. That does sewing machine repair. Okay, someone said, I bet there's somebody in Grand Forks or even in your town. Oh, I don't know of anybody in my town who can repair the machine that I have. And I belonged to the quilt, but I don't anymore, but I did at one time belong to the quilting guild, the quilt guild in town. So I think I would know if there were, but there are some vacuum and sewing machine repair places in the state. I just have to go to a way different place to get them. Gia is going to her grandparents' day at her grandson's school. Oh, that's so fun. Sandy's taking her son to the dentist, having his last baby tooth pulled. Oh my gosh, for braces. That's an exciting time. I'm sure not for him because, some kids really dread it. My kids were really good about it. But it's exciting because it's like such a transition into like young adolescence, young adulthood. At least it was in our house anyway. I obviously missed some comments there, so I'm sorry about that. Okay, so let me finish reading this one. Oh, they do it out of their home. You're saying so it's not like a sewing center. That's a good idea. I don't know who said this, though. Who is this that made that suggestion? You must be a North Dakotan. Grand Forks would be easiest for me, but the only two places or three, Minot, Bismarck, and Fargo. All too further away than I would like them to be. Okay, I want to use a glue that's really going to stick. It doesn't matter which side because that looks the same on both sides. So I think I'm going to do a combo of glues. Hold on, I'm just going to put these things aside for a second. So I have some room to work. Grab my little glue catalog here because I want to get massive amounts of glue. on here. I really get this to stick well. And down here, this where I cut it, that little bit of fabric is wanting to come up. So I'm going to just slab that with a little glue too. Ugh, so sticky. Okay. I'm going to line it up with this straight edge of that. It's like a roll of paper from a calculator that has the tape. What is it called? Calculator tape? Adding machine tape. That's the back of my snippet roll. And so I'm going to stick that on that straight edge because I don't need this side to be smooth. I need this side to be smoother so we can drop things in there nicely. And I don't love that super square edge right there, so I'm going to round that off. I'll do the same to the other one too. Actually, let's do something decorative. Instead of rounding it off, I'll just use one of these decorative. Maybe this one right here. Make it kind of pretty. I should have done that before I glued it down. Oh, no, it doesn't fit. Hold on, girls. I'm going to peel back the coffee thing. See if we can get that in there. Come on. I should have done it before I glued it down, but I didn't. It won't fit. Oh, man. Darn it. Can I get the little one out of there? Nope. Let's try the other one. I'm going to have to settle for just a round if I can even get it in there. All right. How many rounding tools do you have? I had this one first and it just has the one shape. And then I was like, oh, this one has 3 different round shapes. I got that one. And then I got this one because it has, they're not round. They have like little design shapes to them. How many do you have? Let's fess up. Everybody admit it. How many of these do you have? These little rounding punches. I can just get the tip of that in there. All right, girls. We're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. I got the very tip in there, but it didn't do it quite the way I wanted. So can I get this one in here? I'm not very good at, well, that one I can get in there. No problem. I'm not very good at making it consistently round. It's not super smooth when I just use my scissors. So that's why I like to use these tools. How many of those do you own? Zena has 2. Bonnie made her first journal yesterday. Bonnie, tell us about it, girl. Tell us. Okay, this is going to be a little place to tuck. I don't think I want it to be a pocket, so I'm not going to glue this entire edge. I'm just going to glue this long edge and a little bit of this one. Just a little bit. Because I want it to be more open on the edges for tucking things in. So I just put a little. I know it doesn't look great. It doesn't need to look great. It just needs to stick. And I'm putting it close to the left. And let's press on where that glue is to make sure it really seals. I got a little oozing here. None on that side. Okay, so the idea would be that this will be a spot for tucking. You can tuck things in there, and it's kind of open on the edges up to there. Okay, tuck spot. When I make tuck spots, I generally like to stick something in there so that somebody knows that it's a tuck spot. So let's make this a cute little, this is really pretty paper, and it could be a little journal spot. So let's make it into a tag of sorts. We'll make the edges decorative. And then we'll put some kind of pull on it. Isn't that pretty? Decorative edge. And then let's put some kind of pull on it. I do like using burlap or something like that. I have this lace in this bin, but I also have more rustic. Yeah, this is better. I have some of this sitting around. This was the really thick canvas that went in that kit, the tag kit. No, yeah, the wood tag journal kit that I sold. That was this month's craft kit, and there's just one left. But this was the fabric that I used, and I love that it's kind of gnarly. So let's cut a piece big enough. I love that it's kind of rustic and gnarly. We're gonna glue it down, and I think I'm gonna stay. Oh, actually, I want it on this edge. so that I can stick this in here, and then it's a pull out and it can be just a little journal card. How cool is that? I like for these tabs to be kind of big. It's probably a little obnoxious. It probably doesn't need to be that big. But I like them to be. I like big, you know that song? I won't even say it. People will be like, what is she talking about, that song? I always say I like big books and I cannot lie. You girls know me. All right, a little bit of glue. And then I am going to paper clip because I love, not paper clip, staple, because I love the look of that. A little bit of glue, really make sure it stays in place. I like this to be puffy and big, this little tab. I want it to be really noticeable. I love that it's got like raw edges on it because I think it's cool. It's a junk journal after all. Now I'm going to take my stapler, and yes, I still have purple in there, which is perfect. So I'm going to staple a couple of purple staples, and I want them to be wonky, not super straight, and that will become a little tucked in journal card. Now the back is completely plain, so why don't we put some lines in there just so it's really obviously a journal card. So I think I'm just going to take a ruler, make this super simple on ourselves. We don't have to be super complicated. Let's take a ruler, and you know what I'll do? Oh, I've moved things around in here so it's so that I'm more efficient, but then what ends up happening, because it's like, where did I move that? That's not very efficient. Okay, here we go. Gonna help me keep straighter lines. So I'm gonna line this up. I actually want them to go this way, the lines. So I'm gonna line this up. And then I'm gonna use the lines on the board with my ruler, and I'm just gonna pencil in some lines. Nothing super fancy here. Let's do one on the very bottom to give us a bottom line. Oh, my finger messed it up. Okay, and then just a side grace. How many do I want it to be? A 1/2 inch wide. So every 1/2 inch, I'm just going to do a rough pencil line. Nothing fancy, girls. It doesn't have to be super uber difficult. They don't have to be super uber straight. Oh, that one's not uber straight. It doesn't have to be though. Some of them may not be 1/2 inch because I'm going kind of fast and it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing. You'll see. I'll show you here in a second. So now it's a little journal card with some lines. I had an extra little pencil mark here to erase. So now someone has like an actual little journal, lined journal card. We could decorate that even further. Let's put her. She's been sitting there and I think she's fabulous. So let's put her on the corner there. And I might put a little bit, I'm funny. Sina, listen, I'm just super relaxed about stuff. And I hope that especially those of you who are like, admittedly, you're perfectionists, I hope that you can just hang out with me. Go ahead and giggle at how relaxed I am about it. But I hope that it persuades you or influences you to be as relaxed as me. All right, this is just sitting there. It's kind of rough. I like it. It's kind of rough. Let's just have this extra little green and brown paper around her, kind of like a little frame like that. So it's mini cluster. So she can be the decorative element on the front of this little card. Well, she's really cute. I mean, come on. We got our little lines. And she's going to go there. Peekaboo. Okay, so just before I stick it in there, right? A couple of things. This is wet glue. So I wouldn't really actually put anything in there until I've made sure that all the glue is dried, because if it's still wet and I stick this in here, I may be sticking that edge right into that wet glue and then it won't come out. So there's no wet glue on the outside of this. I just know it's completely dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paper clip this card that's going to go in that tuck spot, I'm just going to paper clip it to this page so that it's there, because that's where I want it, is in this little tuck spot. Okay, so then I can move on to another page. So we got that one done. Yay. So for those of you who are journal makers, I would love to know, what is your favorite part of making a journal? Is it the book cover? Is it making the signatures and putting together the signature pages and sewing them in? Or is it the decorating of the pages or using the book? What is your favorite part about this junk journaling process? If you're new to it and you're just starting, just share something that you have loved about any part of it. Or if there's something you really dislike, I would love to hear from you too. I really like sewing the pages in most days, but there are some days where I'm like, I just don't feel like sewing pages in. So I'll do something else, because there's always work to be done on a little book. So if you don't feel like working on the cover today, then don't. Do something else. That's why I actually like having multiple books going at the same time, because sometimes I get bored of a project. I want to put it down and I want to go do something else. Okay, both of these pages are the same and they're completely blank. So we got to do something. I have this little flower and this doily sitting here thinking that they could be something decorative on a page. So I'm going to grab these and just play a little bit. Janet, you love this project because it's real freestyle. Oh no, Bonnie, your book is coming apart. I wonder what happened, friend. I wonder what happened to it. Most of the time you can salvage it though, right? Even if it comes apart, then you can re-sew it. Thanks for fluffing the nest, Phyllis. I appreciate you so much. That means she's sharing it out there, so I appreciate that. I finally made it. Hey, Jennifer, thanks for being here. Gia loves decorating the pages. Oh, Jeanette, that sure comes in lots of other colors. I only remember the green because that's all I was looking for. See, I just think even just like a little paper cluster, this feels like it may be too big. I'm just going to see if I have a smaller tea-stained doily in this bin. I have lots of stuff in here that came with, this is a tag that came with this set that I could be using. So I like to keep it in this little bag, all these little pieces that came with the kit, because I did all the cutout part of it, but I don't want to lose track of them. I love that bird. Maybe that bird in the cage. So sometimes it's, you know, in here, some of this stuff is from the kit. Some of this is from other printables that I had, like that's a frame. And it might be from another printable that I had. But these can make some really great clusters of decorative. And I like to, my books, I like to have some pages decorative and some pages completely plain, so you have a place to write or glue photos into, or, you know, if you're keeping it as a place to keep letters that you're exchanging with a friend, you can glue the letters into the book. We were talking about, when we did the love letters with the Facebook subscribers, we were talking about love letters, and I kind of like that just by itself. I'm going to cut this back so that I can use this on here. I don't know why. I like it. Let's cut the corners so we're not going to see them after we glue that in there. I like it's paper and then fabric in the middle. There's no photo in the middle, but listen, there are no rules. You don't have to have a photo in the middle. You could always add a photo later. But I love the texture that it's adding to that. So let's glue that down while we're chatting. When we were doing the love letters with the subscribers, one of the ladies had her grandparents, I think, love letters. And it may have been when he was stationed away for the military, and she had all the physical letters. And wow, what a treasure that is to have. But why not put them in a book to, you know, keepsake them in a book? And you could glue the letters, you know, in a new envelope, like each page have paper clipped one of the letters in there. That would be a really nice way to keepsake them and showcase them, because you could put that junk journal that you've made to honor those letters on like a table in your dining room or your living room, so that when family comes over, they can all, you know, peruse through them and honor your grandparents that way. I don't want this covered up with anything. I don't know why I like that so much, but I do. This doily is throwing me off for some reason. So let's keep looking. I'm going to see if I have a different, let's see if I have it before I tear that one up. I'm going to see if I have another doily in the bin or in the box. Here's some of the Twisted Paper Studio. So these ladies, I have a few of them up front. Here's one of them right here. She's like just kind of hanging out. Peekaboo. She's in it little. There's one of them. She's so fun. And then I got one of them here. There were a couple of pages of these little character ladies. So I could cut one of these girls out. And we used her on this page. I think I like her. That doily is just doing too much for me. It's just too big, or it's taking up too much space or something. Right now, I don't know if it's the coffee talking or what, but I'm seriously don't have a steady hand right now. This is not coming out very smooth or straight or consistent. If it's okay with you, it's okay with me. All right, I'm going to just minimize the amount of paper that I have to manage right here and get that off there. Your favorite is gifting it because of the reaction. Chris, I love that. I love that. Yes. That means you have a generous, giving heart, loving heart. And that's so sweet. Thank you for sharing. All right, see, it's really, I'm leaving a little extra white space, so she almost looks like a sticker. And I did it on this side, but it was much smaller, narrower. So I had to fix that one section. Because my nose is super itchy. What does that mean? Doesn't that mean someone's talking about you? Some people say, like that old folks tale or whatever. People are talking about you. I hope they're saying good things. I'm tempted to just cut her feet off. I don't know why. It's just so little. I'm tempted to cut her little feet off. Oh, Grace. I crack myself up sometimes. It's okay to have fun with your books. Does anybody know when is Chris Hunter coming back from her trip? I can't wait to hear all about it. She packed so much into her days, and I don't know if she's still there or if she's coming back. Some of the cardstock was too heavy. Well, you can reuse those pages. Just find a new way to attach them. I need to buy them with the punch holes and make my own book. What does that mean? Book. Oh, you mean book. Is that a book you're using? Yes, it's a cover to a novel. I could stamp the fabric, but I really like it plain. Do you sell journal books, blank ones, to create my journal? Bonnie, say more about that. I do have journals, art journals, mixed media pads, and I'm selling some of my altered books in the shop at thecomfynestwithgrace.com. Jennifer loves when it all comes together in the end. It is really, really rewarding when your book is finally finished to just kind of go flip through the pages and enjoy it. She heads home tomorrow, so she has another full day. That's exciting. Really exciting. Okay, so now I have a bunch of elements here that I could use. I've got this frame. It didn't come with the set, but it really matches this paper that came with the set. So I might use that on this page. I got her, but I don't think that she's too big to use on the same page as the frame. I've got the floral, which I love. And I was thinking about doing a cluster, but the doily is just, well, if I do that, then the doily isn't as prominent, right? And that actually is better. So maybe I'll just cluster those on there like this. The birdie, I don't have a place for you here, honey. So just step aside. I think that's what I'm going to do because I think these colors really play off of the pink on this side really well. So I like this placement. So we're going to leave the doily there and glue it down. Now the glue is coming right through the doily, right through all those open sections. So for sure, I got to be careful. I can't close this page if I still have wet glue on it, right? It's not going to be a good idea. If you're a Facebook subscriber, I'm going to be live today. If you guys, did you see the calendar? I'll post it. Okay. The calendar for the week was posted in the Craft Therapy Club yesterday. I always get first look at it. And then on Monday, I share it to the public page. So I shared that to the public page this morning, the schedule for the week. And I will also share it to the Telegram channel today so that you guys have the schedule for this week. I will be live with Facebook subscribers. We're going to do when I have 2 of the Adelaide flower letters that have been mailed to me. So the schedule is a little off, but I have 2 of them. So I'm going to read one of them today to you and be live with you guys at 2 o'clock. I may or may not do some crafting as well at that time. It just depends on how my day goes the rest of the time with getting some stuff done. So if you're a Facebook subscriber, meet me in the hub at 2 o'clock live. If you can. If not, the video recording is always there for you. So this is wet, and I really don't want to close it until it's dry because I'm just afraid it's going to stick, right? So that's okay. I can, but beside doing that, even though it's wet, I can still kind of flip and see this page had nothing. This page has nothing. These are a little more decorative, right? So here and here, I could leave them blank or I could put something on them. It's just always a decision you want to make. Sometimes when I'm not, so there's something about the weight, and this is what Bonnie is bringing up actually. Her book got so heavy that it didn't hold together well. So try to think ahead to like these hard-covered book covers are fabulous book covers for junk journals. And I'm not even going to talk about the binding because that's a little more complicated the way I did the binding and like sewing the pages in. But it's really secure. It's really secure. I have a combination of cardstock in the signature pages and regular weight paper. And actually I have some burlap. Like this is a burlap page. See that? That's a burlap page. I have a few of those in here. Here's more burlap. So I have a combination of weights in here, but the hard-covered book holds it really well. But one thing to consider is you want the weight of all the signatures to be somewhat even so that you're not putting all the heavy elements just in the front of the book, and then the pages would be weighed down just in the front and not have even weight distribution toward the back. So you want to make sure that you're decorating equally or, pretty evenly throughout the pages of the book, like the middle, the front, and the back. Also, you don't have to glue stuff down on every page. I was just going to say, sometimes I'll have something like this. Now, I just added weight. This is a standard piece of paper, but I just added all this weight with the doily, a cardstock die cut, and some fabric. So that added some weight to this. I don't necessarily want to add a ton more weight. This piece of paper is cardstock. I want something decorative here. So I think what I'm going to do, rather than gluing it down, I think I'm just going to paper clip maybe this tag or maybe these two. I could paper clip those on because I know I want to use the book somewhere, but I'm not sure where yet. So a nice compromise is to just paper clip on some decorative elements. It adds some decorative element to the page, but I'm not hugely committed. Like maybe someday I'll move them. Maybe someday I'll take them off and create a pocket and put them on the front of the pocket for this page. I don't know, but keep in mind the weight of things when you're putting them in there, especially if you're going to glue them down permanently. Everything doesn't have to be glued down permanently. I use the paper clips quite a bit, holding things in that are not permanently glued down. Okay, so I don't necessarily want to close in on that because it's still drying a little bit. But here's the other section where I thought I could do some decorating. I put a paper clip there for a reason. I think it's for in here. This is really thin. This is calendar paper, and this is super thin and brittle. It is resume paper that I coffee stained and dried, baked in the oven. So you can hear how crunchy it is. It's brittle and it's dry. So again, like really think about how you're going to use that page before. I couldn't glue something heavy on that. This is like a really thick chipboarded, actually this was a masterboard page. See how thick that cardstock is? It starts with cardstock. I glue papers onto it. Then I also add some colors. I cut it into a tag shape, and then I glued her onto there with some lace, and then it has the black, you know, little satin ribbon tie. She's too heavy. I couldn't glue her on here or even paper clip her on here. I could hardly, the page won't be able to handle it. Like the page won't even fold up with that. So I can't use it that way. You have to think through that. This, I love the look of it because it's coffee stained, and I love that it's paper thin because you can actually see the music paper through it. So I don't even think I want to do anything to this. Maybe I'll just make the corners a little pretty and just leave it alone completely. Put the decorative element here. I like the music paper the way it is. I don't even want to touch it. So I'm going to make some pretty edges on this coffee stained resume paper. Oh, it's so thin it won't even cut. Come on. There you go. A little rough, but it did it. All right, I'm going to go a little slower this time. It's so dry and brittle and thin, it's really hard to cut. All right, I'm going to leave that with just a little decorative piece on the edge, and then this will be the place where we add something. All right, this is still wet, so I've got to be mindful there. I usually put something in there so I don't forget that that's still wet. So maybe something decorative here. You got your order, Leanne? Good. There are a few of you. Thank you to people who have been ordering. So it's been really busy in the shop with the kits, and with there are new napkins, there's new rice paper, t-shirts. The t-shirt that I have on today, you haven't seen me in a few minutes. I haven't been on screen, but this t-shirt, Talk Crafty to Me, it's a baseball tee. I have it in blue and red from small to XXL. It's in the store available. So some of you have been ordering. These are made to order. So when you order it from me, I order it from the t-shirt provider. It's all in the listing. And then it gets shipped off to you. So if you're waiting for your order, I still have a few orders to get out. There's about 6 orders that I need to get out. And some of them, it's because I'm waiting for your t-shirt to come in. Or if you ordered, there was one of the kits that I ran out of the brushes, and I needed to order more brushes to fulfill the number of kits that were sold. So I've ordered them, and they're due to be here today or tomorrow. So if you're waiting, it's just because I'm waiting for those last minute things to come in. But thank you to everybody who's been ordering. The support means the world to me. Hey, Dorinda, how are you? I see you. Yeah, Bonnie, I had a whole workshop that I did in July, make a junk journal start to finish. It's a 3-video series workshop, and I am trying my best to make that available for you guys to purchase. There were some who did it live with me, but I'm going to make the video recordings available that you can purchase them and then just do it at your own pace. You'll be given the supply list and all the instruction on especially materials that you can use. I'll walk you through some materials that you can use and then show you how to make a book from start to finish. And once you purchase that video instruction, you just will have access to it. As long as you have the link to the videos, you'll have access to it. So you only have to purchase it once and then you'll just have it. It is also lives, just so you know, the way I organize these things. That workshop was offered to the public. My hair's like doing something funky right there. It was offered to the public, but all Craft Therapy Club members get that public workshop for free. So that workshop that I did in July, the video recordings are now in the Craft Therapy Club. So if you joined the Craft Therapy Club, you wouldn't have to purchase that. You could just, it's all available inside the club, along with, I don't know, 60 other workshops. So it's a library full of workshops. Plus, every month we have a guest crafter come in, and I do additional workshops and classes and the Zoom thing and all the other things that I mentioned earlier. We are very busy in that group. We're doing bingo for prizes in a couple of days. So just come play bingo and you may win prizes. Super fun. All right, something here. I'm not sure. I'm just looking through my bag of tricks here. Oh, I still have that sitting there that get used, and that's so pretty. This is a thin page though, so I have to be careful. I can't put something super heavy on this page. It has to be something thin. That's just hand painted paper. You know what might be fun? What if we just took a smidgen of this? I'll go my technical terms again. What if I just took a bit of this? Now, let's think about this, because... Okay, Grace, you know what you want, so do it. You'll see here in a minute, girls. And take a smidgen of this, like that wide. And I just want the colorful parts. Super rustic. It is packing paper that I painted. And I think I actually used the jelly print to add paint to these pages, just to give me some decorative pages for my scrapbooks like I'm using now. So if I take that, I want torn edges. That's why I'm using my torn edge ruler. And I use this to just, it's going to add a little bit of thickness to this and something decorative. So what if I folded it and did that and glued it down? So you see how I'm not losing the calendar paper, but I'm adding this to it, which makes it decorative, and it's add this extra texture and page. And then if I wanted to, I could even keep building off of that, but I'm going to add some thickness to the page. So I'm going to use my glue stick because it gives really good coverage. It sticks really fast and really well. Put that all over the back of that. And then let's add this. Here's my little fold line. It is so sticky, you guys. So you have to be careful, because once you get one piece stuck on, it's going to want to stay. I'm going to try to line that up right where that fold line is. Sticky. So sticky. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. It's just something decorative, and it adds some color. Oh, I want you to see this bigger like that so you can really see it. Thanks for fluffing the nest, Miss Jana. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, my friend. Okay, so that pink paper clip was in this section saying I needed to add something to the pages. Now, this is very thin paper. This added a bit of thickness, a bit of weight. It's also like a little page protector here on this, like the edge of this gets to be a little protected. It doesn't mean it has to be the only thing on that page. Let's maybe go in here and see if there's something decorative that we might want to use. Like we can just put in this corner something decorative. It doesn't have to be real heavy. Okay, this would be too heavy. This is that snippet roll. Any section of that would be too heavy. So I'm going to go through all these design elements and extra pieces of paper that I have sitting here. Like this, that actually matches really well because it has the green and yellow. So maybe that, not fully committed. We're just looking through. This is pretty and has yellow on it. Oh, there's another one of those people that came from the kit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, I like it. Oh, here's another floral with yellows and greens, but I really like that one on this page. So actually, this element, this was in my embellishments drawer. You know, I have all those little plastic folders, envelopes full of little embellishments that I've purchased or picked up in different places. And this was in there, and I saw it, and it made me think of this kit. So I grabbed it out and stuck it in the bin, because I really think it's perfect for this kit. It's just something I saw somewhere else in my stash, and I grabbed it because I thought, oh my gosh, I think that goes really well with this kit. So I could do that, and I really like it. But I think, again, let's do something decorative with those edges so that they're not so square, because we have, this is round, this is all torn. So let's round these off so that they have little softer edges. And we could glue these down. How do I want them? Like this. I think I liked it better this way. Like that. Right? And we still have plenty of blank space here to glue photos or tickets or glue if you're going to use it to hold on to letters that somebody wrote you and you want to put them in a book somehow. This would be a really decorative, pretty way to put them in a book. So you want to, I do like to leave blank space because I don't know right now how this journal is going to get used. So I like to leave the blank space so that there's room for more things to go in here. It's not completely full. If you just really love decorating pages, you can fully, you know, completely cover everything in your book. Every single page can have a decorative element on it. It's totally up to you. This is still feels really damp, but I'm going to hold this up so you can see that page. I love that. I love it. And I love that we've got coffee stained paper here that looks real vintagey. But this piece of paper is totally white and it's a calendar page. It's like the epitome of what a junk journal is. It's just a combination of eclectic things that you put together so that you're not throwing it out and you get to use it in other ways. So I'm really happy with that. I would love to know what you think. Oh, Brenda says she likes it. Thank you. Thank you. All right, girls, it's already 11:15. I didn't realize how much time had gone by. So let's see. I'm going to clean up a little bit because that's, yeah, I told you, I just don't like things to be messy. It's just not my jam. I like to clean things up. So I haven't used her yet. Oh, let's find a place for her. I'm going to grab paper clip. I'm going to keep this paper clip. Actually, I'm going to grab a silver one. I think I want a silver one. Okay, paper clip and her. Let's find a place to just stick her in here with a paper clip. Like she would be great on this page. And this page, well, that one's kind of thin. This one's kind of thick. You can hear it. It's different papers. This is thick. And this page doesn't have anything added to it. It's just the two original pieces of paper, but they both have something decorative on them. So she actually would go really well right there. So let's just paper clip her on. Not totally committed, but she's in there. I'll put that around her eyes. She looks like a bandit. I make myself laugh. She's like a bandit. You know those bandit like cloths? I don't remember why does that like, was it Zorro? Or didn't he have like a thing around his eye that was covered his eyes but didn't totally cover his eyes? Oh my gosh, I cracked myself up. All right, checking comments, see if anybody's saying any last comments. This page has to stay open because this is rather damp and I just don't want anything to stick. This page wasn't as damp. Where is it back here? It was the one we just did. This one here. It's not as damp. That feels pretty dry, so I'm not worried about that one sticking, but this one I am. So I'm going to leave it open like that for a while until I'm confident that it's dry, and then it'll get put away. But this is my Twisted Paper Studio kit box where I put, actually, I can put this in the box. It's a 12 by 12 box. I can put this in there just like that and it can dry and I'm confident that it's not going to stick to anything. The bin can go back up on the shelf until the next time I want to work on this book. And I really do like having a couple of books going at the same time because if I get bored of one or I'm just in the mood to work on a particular type of book, oh, I can do that. I forgot. Remember, I was thinking this would be great in there. So I'm just going to, I think this would be great in there somewhere. So I'm going to stick this in there. So I have a piece of that lacy fabric for my shirt in there. This one, I kept that band on there and I really do see a skirt. When I look at that, I see like a mixed, maybe a 9 by 12 mixed media project with a girl and she has a skirt on. So I'm going to put this one aside somewhere else. But that one is going in the bin so that I know I have it there for the next time I come together to do pages. I'll have it there. So it's just a little window into the method of my madness and the way that I organize my journals, my space, the way I use my supplies, the way I store them in between working on projects. So I hope you had fun hanging out with me today. I sure enjoyed your company. Now lay the dyed paper of what you just did and look at it, please. Now lay that dyed paper. I'm not sure what you mean, Sandy. I still love watching you create. Oh, thanks, Jana. All right, so subscribers, I'll see you at 2 o'clock in the subscriber hub. We'll be hanging out live. For the rest of you, have a beautifully blessed day. I'll see you next time tomorrow. The schedule is on the page in the pinned comments. By the way, it's in the Craft Therapy Club, and I'll be sharing it to the Telegram channel people right now.